Hey guys, it's Mark and I'm a part-time British guy. Okay, today we're going to do a thing on figgy pudding. And again, it's Happy Christmas. It's Christmas time and I thought it would be interesting to know what figgy pudding is. So we're going to do a reaction video on figgy pudding and I am going to see about doing this properly. So I always seem to mess this up. Figgy pudding, share. And we are going, okay, this looks good. This looks good, so let's hit play.
Was that you'd actually put a little silver sixpence into the mix, and the person that found it on Christmas Day was the lucky one. Or they choked on it.
Now you can't get more British than this.
Winston, come back with that leg of lamb.
Oh, bring us some figgy. Bring us some figgy. They sing about it, you know, the carol singers in the songs, but what is a figgy pudding? I'm going to tell you, but not only tell you, I'm going to share with you the royal recipe that I made at Buckingham Palace for figgy pudding.
Wow.
I made it for the Queen, and King Charles loved it too.
That's actually pretty cool. That's pretty impressive. That is, wow.
And he liked it cold. It actually dates back to medieval times, medieval England, and the recipe was a way of preserving sweetmeats. Sweetmeats were, in Victorian times and earlier, any type of dried fruit. These were all sweetmeats. Now, you may be religious or you may not, but this is fascinating. The recipe's got 13 ingredients which represent Jesus and each of the 12 apostles.
Wow.
And the sprig of holly that goes on top represents the crown of thorns. Let's get this thing mixing because it takes 2 hours to steam. And all the fruits need to be rehydrated into the alcohol first before we can start the pudding.
Okay. I think those are, is that butter? Yeah, I think it's butter.
The royal recipe, the recipe they make at Buckingham Palace in the description below, so you can make it too if you want to. I'm rehydrating all the dried fruit here, and I've got raisins and sultanas, and I've got orange juice, and I've got rum, and I've got brandy, and I've got beer in there, and it smells absolutely gorgeous. I let that rehydrate for a while, and then we start mixing everything together. Families would gather weeks before Christmas to make their own Christmas pudding. In fact, 5 weeks before Christmas, it was known as Stir Up Sunday. Stir Up Sunday. All the families would come together and just stir the Christmas pudding because they believed that it would bring them good luck the following year.
Wow.
Even the royal family took part in Stir Up Sunday. Look. Now we can start adding all of the ingredients together into one big bowl. The dry ingredients first. I have some breadcrumbs. I have some suet. Suet's really hard to find. I put a link in the description below so you can find it. Some brown sugar. Flour. Spice, of course. An egg. Then I'm going to stir in my fruit.
Ah. Wow, that is
Few
a lot of
people
fruit.
nowadays make their own from scratch. You know, they'll go and buy one instead. It's so much easier, I guess, to buy one, but it's well worth the effort. And the royal chefs at the palace used to love when it came to making the Christmas pudding. I've cut this recipe down so it just makes a little small 4-portion one. I mean, that alone takes 2 hours to steam. When we were making them at the palace, we had to steam for 11 hours.
Wow.
Can you imagine how much we made? Once it's all been stirred
Okay,
together,
so, all right, hold on.
and
So
all
apparently this guy was a chef at Buckingham Palace. So I mean that's what I'm gathering here.
the family have been and had a stir and made a wish, then you can put it into the mold. Tradition was that you'd actually put a little silver sixpence into the mix, and the person that found it on Christmas Day was the lucky one. Well, they choked on it. Anyway, at the palace, we didn't put a sixpence in there. So fill it to the top and then just flatten it out.
Okay.
It's not going to rise or anything. There's no raising agent in there. In fact, it's actually going to sink a little. Then we'll take some parchment paper and put that over the top.
Okay.
And some foil.
Okay.
It's then going to go into the steamer for 2 hours. Once it's steamed for 2 hours, then we can take it out and turn it out onto a plate. At the palace, we turn it out into plastic wrap, let them cool down, put them in the refrigerator, and we'd refrigerate them for up to a year.
Wow.
And then we'd take them out for Christmas and for New Year. We'd use them at Balmoral in the summer. Prince Charles loves Christmas pudding, but he actually likes it sliced cold into little fingers, and he'd take it on picnics with him. Look at that. Smells absolutely gorgeous.
Wow. I visually.
Just before
it doesn't
going
look
into the royal
appetizing.
dining room, we'd pour some brandy over the top
Oh.
and light it.
Wow.
And the palace steward would carry it into the royal dining room. Christmas pudding, plum pudding, figgy pudding, call it whatever you want. But make one, the recipe's in the description below. In fact, make two, because the carol singers might come knocking and want some. Oh, give us some figgy pudding. See you again soon.
Wow, that was pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna X out of that. That was actually pretty interesting. And again, this guy looks like he was a chef at Buckingham Palace and stuff like that. He talks about being at Buckingham Palace. I was amazed. That was a really fast video. If you guys want, the recipe is in the description, and this is the gentleman's name. All right, Mark Stise. Thanks for watching the video. Bye.